or going on Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan, just like we do, without any fear. It's incredible how Krishna removes that fear when we take shelter of him. And freedom from any, self-restraints in terms of what people will think of me, or even, what am I getting out of this? Krishna consciousness is not what I'm getting out of this. That's not what it's about. Krishna consciousness means getting out of this, not what I'm getting out of this. It means getting out of this. Take the I out of it and put Krishna in. What Krishna's getting out of this. And if you put a Krishna in, then I get out of this. If you think, what am I getting out of this, then you don't get anywhere. You get stuck. So we take this I-ness out of it, this me, what's lying in it for me out, and everything you become released. You're free. Like how Krishna releases us. It's a very wonderful thing, this opportunity we have in any form of devotional service, particularly we're in the middle of the Krishna Balaram book marathon. Life is a marathon. I mean, we've all had different experiences in various ways. Krishna consciousness is a marathon. It's to remind us that this is really a serious, important business, Krishna consciousness. The previous verse talked about charity. This is the highest charity distributed in Krishna consciousness to us, particularly the books. And, as we all know, my lifestyle is mostly focused on Harinam Sankirtan, but the two go hand in hand, as far as I was brought up to understand. They always went hand in hand. Prabhupada encouraged they go hand in hand. They enhance each other. They nourish each other. Harinam Sankirtan is most important for all of us, whether it's in the temple or out. This is our nourishment. This is our nourishment. Kirtan is our nourishment. It's the life and soul of our movement. And this is the real easiest access, perhaps, for taste is in Kirtan. And people, many people appreciate it if they actually can feel it, although some of them may get a little angry and upset because, there's so much in ignorance. They can't let go. But some of them, they really do. They're able to let go in the presence of a Sankirtan party which has let go. They let go too. If you're still in a mental platform or physical platform, then they'll be on the mental and physical platform, and you'll get their mental and physical reactions. But if you're not, the more one's on that let go platform, on that instrumental platform, the more you'll see how Krishna works. And people just naturally flow. Same in book distribution. The same person. I've seen so many times you had Navina Nirada probably the other day. I mean, I've seen so many times, devotees are really completely tuned in, totally instrumental. And someone else is a little bit mental. The same person walks past the one, and the next one, they just stop like a magnet. The next one, they stop. Because they're tuned in. It's a super soul. Don't forget, Krishna's with us in the heart. He's in the heart. He's guiding everyone's wandering. And he's communicating. So if you're not communicating with the super soul, or you're not acting on the behalf of the super soul, then there's less chance that that other person is going to be, say, influenced by the super soul. Less chance. Sometimes you think it's me doing it. It's because of me. I'm very expert. I'm a very good singer. That's why people are attracted. This is Maya. Because there's a bit of Maya there, no doubt, in our efforts to become Krishna conscious. There's obviously there. So perhaps engaging that in various ways, at least to offer the fruits, just like you're going out on book distribution, and we hope you're not pocketing some of the money or the Lakshmi. You're giving it all to the service of Krishna. In this way we become pure. And you're just doing books. You're not going out and selling, perfume or, books on, whatever the latest fashion is, Bin Laden or whatever people read about these days. Adolf Hitler, he's very popular now in the market. Second World War stores and things. But we're not doing that. We're just doing the pure essence of spiritual life, Krishna consciousness. And the fruits are all for the service of Krishna. And that way we'll gradually become released, even if there is still an element of this, I'm the doer, and I want to be the best, and I want to get recognized, this type of thing. But we have to understand that isn't the proper mentality, and we have to work, to sincerely endeavor to get free of that type of mentality. It's the mentality we have to get free of, more than not the material world, so to speak, but how we see it. and we perceive there's nothing wrong with it actually, but it's nothing wrong with competition, nothing wrong with anger, nothing wrong with all these things, but it's how we see it. How we see it. In relation to us or in relation to Krishna. Krishna consciousness in relationship with Krishna. So this competition can be a very healthy thing. Prabhupada stirred it during his time, but it should be cooperative competition and not this kind of like non-cooperative competition where we do anything we can to bring the other party down. Like we got a bit overboard, I would say, in the 70s in our competition, especially between England and France, and it was like, you know, we had spies, we had all sorts of things, you know, in-house spies, so we knew what was going on and how we could defeat them, and, you know, doing various things to thwart their, dobbing them in, as they say sometimes, if they're, you know, maybe even dobbing them into the police sometimes, things like this. You know, they get stopped on this thing. The words would go into ridiculous extremes sometimes to be on top. But that's not the real point. That's too childish. And behaving in a childish manner doesn't mean stupid or, you know, envious or whatever it is. You know. They say a child is envious, but they do tend to be rather possessive and over jealous sometimes. So it shouldn't be like that. The competition should be one that helps the others to feel even more inspired to go forward. And we should be humble. We should be happy when we see others doing well in devotional service. We should be very happy. All right, well, I don't move on too long because we do have the book marathon right on our midst at the moment. We'll carry on with the same verse tomorrow. We'll go right through to 20, whatever it is tomorrow. Is that okay? Is that okay? Because it's very important, because during Prabhupada's books is this very heart of our movement. And although I always talk mostly about Nam Sankirtan, they go hand in hand. They're just two varieties of kirtan, which enhance each other and must both be there. You can't have one without the other, in my understanding, my experience. They both must be there for us to actually forward our spiritual lives and encourage others in their spiritual lives and change the consciousness of the world around us, where the presence of Sankirtan changes the consciousness. So there will be some questions or comments there.